Good morning. Welcome to Nugget Shooter Journals. I'm Bill Southern, and we are at San Domingo placer area this morning. And it's early. I mean, the sun's just fixing to come up behind me here, and I've hunted here before. We got a lot of shallow bedrock, and it's just too hot to put on all the other gear and carry the big heavy detector around. So I'm using a nice light gold monster, and I'm going to be hunting an auto 1 and deep. And I probably won't use the headphones today so you can hear what I'm doing. And we're going to hopefully get a nugget or two out of here today before it gets too hot. It's supposed to be 108, and so right now I think it's about 85 or 86. The sun's not even up yet. So, yeah, gotta love the desert, right? Yeah, gotta love the desert. So anyway, I'm going to get my stuff on, and we're going to get out and get to it. I'll see you when I get a target. Boots on the ground. In the last couple of videos, we talked about research materials and how to do the research and how to locate a new area. And we were talking about the San Domingo placer area. And we talked a little bit about some of the major work that was done here by the old timers. And during my research, and hopefully yours too, you're able to discover that this area was worked a couple times pretty heavily. And once in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and again in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, there was some pretty good sized operations in here after the war ended. And this is one spot. There was a big plant set up, and they were processing material. This is all tailings, and these drive up on top of this and dump, and they'd run their processor material. And you can see all around here all of the giant tailings piles, and all this material has a mudstone sedimentary underlaying layer, which is the bedrock. And they were scraping this stuff right off the top of all these little hills. And they scraped them pretty good. And after the scrapers, the loaders got done, and they got done running these plants, there's another one over the hill over there. There's a big dryland dredge called Geraldine. They worked on the other side of that ridge. But after they scraped them with the loaders, there's placer miners that come in here and then dry wash by hand every one of these hills. And then we came in after that and find gold nuggets with metal detectors, and the guys with the dry washers are still doing good here. And like I said, this is a club claim. So yeah, you can hunt here too. And while you're doing research on an area, it always pays to find out what clubs are in the area, who's got claims where. And for 50 bucks a year, you can join this club, and they got some pretty darn good claims. It's a small club. And some of the bigger clubs, both Roadrunner and GPAA, have claims in this area as well. And it's fairly close to Phoenix. And there's still a lot of gold here, folks. Still a lot of gold. And we're going to walk around today, and we're going to go over some of the stuff that we discussed in the other two videos. And San Domingo, it says to look for metamorphic rock in the placer gravel layer. And this area is very old. The placer gravels have been here a long, long time. Precambrian, post-Cambrian, and that's a long time ago. So what we're going to do today is walk around and see what the old timers were doing. And we're going to hunt a little bit with a metal detector. And always pays to bring your favorite detector whenever you come out here doing any research. You just might come into an area where you just got to get out and hunt. And if you don't bring your detector with every time, well, you won't be able to get out and hunt. I think we're going to walk down the hill here. And I'm going to show you some of the old tailings piles and what they actually did in here. And you can see some of the club members, or somebody's been up here recently. Doing some dry washing right here. Fine pile and the coarse pile. Looks like they were sampling this big pile of dirt here. And they're working right here too. So without further ado, here we go. And we're going to sit down here, and I'm going to show you some of the materials in the placer gravels and what to look for at San Domingo. I'll be back. As we walk along, it quickly becomes apparent how much work was done here. These guys are just really working this area. And there's a lot of junk laying around too. But you can see on these little hills, they scraped them right down to the bare bones. We're walking on it. And this is a tough bedrock, which is volcanic ash that's been changed by heat and pressure, mixed in with this mudstone under here, and there's volcanic materials laying on top. And then the placer gravels. And the placer gravel here is full of ironstone, greenstone, you name it. There's some andesite right there. I mean, this area, the way they've got it scraped right down to the bedrock like this makes it really good for metal detecting, because no matter what they did, and they worked pretty hard to get it all, but you just can't get it all. Okay, and there's a clay marker. I guess I haven't talked about that much, but you got to pay attention where you are at all times out here. Now you can walk on a feller's claim and look around, and as long as you're not actually metal detecting or dry washing or working it in any way, you can be on a federal mining claim. You can actually even camp on one, but you can't work somebody else's claim. Number one, it's not right, and number two, it's illegal. So look at here. These are all piles that have been pushed up here by equipment. And you can see this little hill right there has all been scraped right down to the bedrock. All through here. And this is kind of what the gravels looked like before they tore it up. Of course, this has been scraped too, but you can see in the gravels here, it's just like they mentioned in the literature. You got the quartz laying in here, and you got metamorphic materials, got a lot of iron staining in the quartz and whatnot, and volcanic materials. It's just a mix of everything they mentioned in the literature. So right away, I know that I'm getting into a good area right here, an area I should hunt with my metal detector. And once you familiarize yourself with the area online and through literature, it sure makes it easy to come out here and pick out areas you think you ought to hunt. And we're going to walk down here, and if you look, again, this has been scraped right down to the surface. Okay, and over here you start seeing dry wash tailings, and notice this whole area has just been really worked hard. The washes, all the little washes have been worked. Everything's just been hammered. Just been hammered. Okay, well, this is exciting to me as a guy with a metal detector, because all this stuff's real shallow. Well, not all of it, but a good part of it. And I can use a VLF and pick off the tiny pieces that nobody else has gotten out of here yet. You can see those are tailings, my friends. These are all tailings. All this stuff's been moved. I don't think any of it's originally where it was. It's all been moved around. And this is what all that research leads you to. And look here in this pile. Okay. We've got everything a placer miner likes seeing. Look at the iron staining in there. Okay, you got these materials, you got volcanic materials in here, you got quartz, you got some pegmatites in here, greenstone, ironstone, hematite. Just a good area. Okay, where would you start? Where would you start? Well, I'll tell you where I'm going to start. I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to work up on this hillside, and I'm going to work around all these old tailings piles and see what the old timers and the new timers have missed. Now, we're in a place here with horrible hot rocks, and I'm going to show you the difference between having your machine balanced right and running properly and the proper speed and not. Okay, right now we are in auto 1. First time this center gets blacked out. And volume's up a little way so y'all can hear it. And we're in deep, okay? And we're gonna hunt this little stretch right in here. And this is just full of hot rocks. You can see them. All these dark ones. Okay, and with a fast swing and not balancing the machine, listen to this. How do you even work it? Okay, listen. Get the Gold Monster balanced or any machine you have. Now we're going to go over it too fast again. This machine still doesn't have time to understand the ground. Okay, that's important, letting the machine understand the ground. So let's rebalance. Okay, now we're going to hunt slow. All that extra noise is gone, okay? I know there's something here. I'll try a quick balance around it. Make sure I'm in balance. We'll work ahead slow again. Okay, now I know there's a hot rock right there, so we're going to kick it because we heard it. Make sure I'm balanced, come back over. There it is. You can actually balance some of these out. Yep, gone. It comes in handy in areas where there's a lot of this stuff. And there is here, but it messes you up on the balance to the matrix of the ground. Another one right there. Okay, as long as we're moving slow, we can work on this stuff. A little bit of balancing. Okay, out of the way, I can see it right there. Another one right there. Kick it out of the way. And what we learned now, there's a target right there. Okay, we're going to dig that up and see what it is. We got a good target right here. Oh, it's right on top. Never mind. And the last one too I dug was a piece of lead too, but piece of lead, this one's laying right on top. Somebody's been shooting 22 in here quite a bit, it looks like. Could have been gold, right? Yeah, pretty good sounding target right here. Sounds like lead though. Right on the surface. I'm guessing another piece of lead. Yeah, it's laying right on top. Not good. Not good. There it is. Nope. Yep, piece of tinfoil. That lead, tinfoil. Oh, maybe not. Huh. Nope. Looked like tinfoil. Fooled me. Got it again. Let's see what we got. Right there. Another piece of lead. Darn it. Oh well. Part of the game, my friends. Part of the game. We're right on bedrock here. Got a pretty good target right here. Okay, it's out of the hole. Cross your fingers. Dug a lot of lead today. You smell me sweating and uh-oh. Yeah, I think it's going to be gold. That piece maybe? Nope. Nope. Okay, it's in my hand. Huh. One of these. I think it might be a little piece of gold. I think so. Yeah, little bitty piece of gold. Okay, let me get it wet. Sometimes they can trick you. Can't really tell. Huh. Yeah, it's a little piece of gold. Little bitty piece. That's the prettiest thing in the world. Kind of raggedy. It's gold. How about that? Like I said, we're right on top of the bedrock here. And I'm just looking for stuff they missed with the dry washers. Right there's caliche. The false bedrock up here. And they've got this stuff scraped right down to the caliche in most areas. And these are just flattened out tailings. You can see how they dug up here. They really worked it. That's one tiny piece of gold. Helps beat the summertime blues. Now I'm going to go back for more. We've got another target right pretty much next, 2 feet away from the other one. Sounds pretty decent. Right under that little rabbit turd. It was down a little ways. That's always a good sign. It's laying on the or close to the bedrock. Oh. Some of these are so small, if you move too much dirt, you spend a lot of extra time looking for it. That's a hot rock. Somewhere right in here. I think I buried it. Okay, I got it. Wapoo pop. I like that sound. Oop, felt something hit my hand. Yeah, I think it might be a piece of lead right there. Yep, piece of lead that time. But it sounded just like that nugget. Yep. Off we go. I just dug up this piece of caliche right here. Giving a pretty good signal. Let's see if we can bust it up. See what's inside. Could just be a hot little piece of rock, I suppose, but we'll find out. I found gold right in this caliche. Now it's not sounding too good. I think it was just a hot rock. Let's see. That's what I think. Just a hot rock. Yep. False alarm. Got one piece of gold today so far. Not doing too bad. Long day. Long day. Ooh-wee. I'm kind of hot. I say that a lot, don't I? But it is. Here's what I got today. Lots and lots of lead. Look at all that lead. Clean the desert. Yes, sirree. And one little bitty piece of gold. Nothing real special, just a little guy. But it's gold. Yeehaw. Don't score every time, but if you score a little one, that's better than nothing. Whew. Long day. I think I'll go home and watch some football or something. Relax. A lot of hot rocks out here today. I really had to work hard to keep the machine stable. So as long as you move slow and keep it balanced, it's not too bad. But man, it was some hot ground here. But hey, anyway, if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I guess that's going to end this little from book to boots on the ground research video, a set of videos. I'm kind of distracted by all the animal sounds and whatnot going on. That's why I'm kind of looking around here. But anyway, I really hope this stuff has helped you. And I'll do another little sit down back at the shop when I get home. And we'll talk a little bit more about what we accomplished and how we went about finding this area. Just a quick review, if you will, of everything I put together. And hopefully this has helped. Hopefully this will help get you in an area where you're going to get that first nugget or second nugget and more nuggets. I'm going to be doing lots more. I try to throw in a little bit of training or some tips each time I do this. I've been doing this for close to 30 years and been pretty fortunate over those years finding a lot of gold. I just figure it's time to start sharing a little bit, my friends. So hey, subscribe. Nugget Shooter out.